Hello everyone. I've been busy doing charts, and I've got a lot of new subs that are really not familiar with my work and don't really understand what this chart is about or why they're different from the other charts. So firstly, I want to talk about the difference between tropical or Western astrology and sidereal or Vedic astrology. Sidereal astrology uses the round chart, but it shows where the stars actually are. Vedic astrology uses the square chart, and it's a lot more complex. But Western astrology, it's called Occidental astrology. Occidental means Western. The Pope calls the Queen of England the Occidental Queen. I call it the accidental. If you have two things going on at the Vatican. It's called Oriental and Occidental. One means Eastern, the other means Western. And we get our word orientate from the Orient. The Orient is everything that is considered Asian. Asia is the Orient. What I'm doing is alchemical astrology. It's not really tropical, Western, or Vedic. It has more in common with sidereal and Vedic, but it's based on alchemy. One tropical, Western, or Occidental astrology is 23 degrees off. It was created at the same time as the Bible was at the Vatican in 300 AD at the Church of Nicaea. The degrees that it's off coincides exactly to that date. So there's no doubt in my mind they invented it at the same time. And then began Western or Occidental astrology. Alchemy, on the other hand, is a based principle of nature, of the elements and their attributes, based in an alchemical wheel. The zodiac to me is a magic circle. Its images have changed over the aeons, explaining an aeon is 3 ages, or sometimes 4, but an age is only 1 house of the zodiac. I consider it 3 in 1 because the elements are divided into 3, but the earth, wind, air, and fire, the attributes are divided into 4. And then you have mutable, cardinal, and fixed. You have 3 crosses, 3 triangles, and then the 4. Understanding these numbers, the number for magic is 23. Its symbol is double. Let's go over here to paint. In Egyptian, especially Egyptian Freemasonry, alchemy, the symbol for magic is double. In Latin or Roman, the U looks like this. So the double U looks like this, because there are 2 of you. As above, so below. Above, we are we. When the Pope is ordained, when a cardinal is ordained the Pope, he no longer refers to himself as I, but it's we. And everything above is mirrored below. We becomes me. Me is we. And this is magic because it's the double U. D-O-U-B-L-E. Y-O-U. You are down here below as me, but we are all above in the magic circle. When you see those seals that have, like the seal of Saturn and seal of Solomon, within those seals are angles. And those angles represent degrees. A degree is 72 years. 1 degree of the sun takes 72 years to move through it. To change from one house of the zodiac to another takes 216 years, or 3 degrees. This is the number of God to the Jews, 216. You add 144 to that, and you get 360. When you repent to do again the 5, each one is 72 degrees. 2 of them, 2 72s, this is 144. 3 72s is 216. God rules this much, and then this much. And the total is 360. If you made a holy day, you'll see this on each of the corners. This marks a single day that's added to it. These are the holy days. These are the real holy days. And that makes 5, and that's 365, the perfect calendar. Period. This is what we were supposed to do. The zodiac is supposed to be set up this way. And then we get the 5 planets, not the 7. You'll understand the difference between the 5, the 12, and the 7 if you watch Battlestar Galactica. That'll explain it to you. Getting rid of the 2 lower root chakras and connecting to the higher self. And the higher self is what? Above. How do you connect to the higher self? You'd go within to the pineal gland. How do you do that? There are different ways to do that. Some people use chemicals to do it. Some people use things like tantric sex. Sometimes it happens to people naturally. It happened to me through grief. I was a child and I was grieved. I didn't want to be in this world anymore. I found nothing of value here. I saw no purpose to be here, and I knew to get out of the body must die. Other questions I'm getting, I'm going to go ahead and answer while I'm here in paint. The bloodlines. It is not so much that it's A, B, or O, or AB. It's whether it's negative or positive. Negative is copper bloodlines. It's their Venus, and it's feminine. They're from the mother. Julius Caesar told you he was Venusian. That's what that means. He had Venusian blood. The positive bloodline is Mars. It's iron-based blood. And that is the father, or the masculine bloodline, because it's iron. When you use the alchemy, it defines the rest of it. It puts everything in order. Whether it's the zodiac, whether it's anything, you can just, as long as you stay within the parameters of whether it's masculine, feminine, whether it's earth, water, fire, air, whether it's mutable, cardinal, or fixed. Whether you can't go wrong. It puts everything in order. And then you find you. Jesus told you to take up your cross and follow him. And we've been through that word, Jesus. Culture. I told you they split and reverse everything. It's frickin' pig Latin. It's your cult. It's your cult. We have our own cult. It's culture. They do it to all of us. We're all in the cult. It's occult. Occult is the hidden circle. Occult means hidden. So what I'm saying here, in culture, you're hidden. In alchemy, you have to culture the specimen. You culture and coagulate. That's what we're doing now. In Pisces, it is mutable. You can look at the change that's fixing to come by looking at where we're at. We're mutable. We're coagulating. We're being cultured. And then we go into distillation. Here we're ruled by Jupiter. It's water. Its color is white. And it is the abyss. A-B-Y-S-S. It's the abyss of water. He's the god of abyss in Pisces and the god of fire in Sagittarius. He has two aspects. He's mutable. He's the bad guy here. He's the good guy in Sagittarius. He is, same with Mars. Mars is the bad guy in Aries fire, but he's the good guy in Scorpio water. They change places. Mercury does the same thing. Mercury in Gemini is Buddha. He's Hermes Trismegistus. He's Thoth. He's Viracocha. He's Lord Bacal. He's the great intellect, the wise teacher. Mercury and Jupiter ruling the mutable signs, that mutable cross that we're on right now. But we're moving from mutable to fixed. The last time we were in a fixed sign, we were in Egypt. The flock is referred to in Egyptian as the Pleiades, is the flock. The Bible is 100% an astrology book, and the zodiac that is used in Western astrology is definitely over 1,700 years old. And for me to do a chart based on Western astrology, you would have had to have been born 1,700 years ago. To me, it's not worth the crap. The charts I'm doing are extremely different. People have a hard time relating. Some of you are having a hard time relating to it because you've been told you are another sign. You've even changed yourself to fit that sign because that's what you've been told. Well, all that's fixing to change because we got Saturn up in Sagittarius right now with Pluto. Pluto dealing with the subconscious. Saturn dealing with cleaning house, restrictions, getting out what's not useful. Pluto talking about transformation. And Sagittarius being about your ideologies, what you believe. It's like growing up and realizing Santa Claus is not real. What do you do with this information now? You feel a little bit deceived. You know, we grow out of that. When you come out of the church and you realize what's going on in the church is not what you're reading in that book. And that book is not understood. It's not being taught properly. But when you read it as an astrology book based on alchemy, it's 100% accurate. It's just telling you the story of the stars. You just have to know how to read it. And for me, that took years of going through old French handwritten alchemy books, and I didn't understand what I was looking at. But I kept that information in my head, and one day it clicked. when I realized what the zodiac was. Oh, that's a magic circle. We're inside of it. You have your own magic circle. It is your cross to bear. I have been doing a lot of charts. Hold on just a second. I've been doing a lot of these charts, and I agreed to do them if you would sign up to Bitcoin and push the button. And 63 of you have, but you're not pushing the button. I'm doing all these charts, and all these numbers are 0. Very few of you are pushing the button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 signed up and never even pushed it one time. This is how many times you've pushed it. These are not pennies. Satoshi, let's see if we can go there. Do I gotta? One Satoshi, let's see how many it takes to even make a penny. And you will see I'm spending 4 hours on these charts. And I feel like it's real unfair that I'm doing them for you and you're not pushing the button. You're taking advantage of, how many do you have to have 1 USD and $1? $1 is 1,693,073 Satoshi. 1 million to make $1. This is not even pennies. And I don't think that's fair to those who are donating and have had to stand behind 63 charts to get theirs done when you're not really giving. I have less than 3% that actually donate to this channel. I spend a lot of time on it. I've really put my heart into it. And I can no longer do the Bitcoin because you're not doing it. I'm keeping up my end of the bargain, but you are not. And you could be making money here. I started when Bitcoin was at 1,800. It's at 17,000. I told you it's going to 50. That's where it's going to go. It's just going to jump up and down. I'm happy when it falls, because when it falls and I come over here and roll, I get more. Right now I'm only getting 12. When I started out, I was getting almost 100. So the more it falls, the more I can gather up. I'm cyber mining. I'm mining as well, because I have to have something somewhere. I'm struggling here. I'm off work for the next 2 weeks. I'm picking up money where I can, and I pay the rent, and there's nothing left. And then I spend all these hours doing these charts, and it's not even supporting itself. It can't even pay for itself. It's sad. But because of this, I'm sorry that I have to do it that way, that I can no longer allow this. If you want to sign up for Bitcoin, fine, but I can't do it for the charts anymore. You're just doing it for yourself, or you want to do it for this channel. Otherwise, it's not fair to those who are donating. So I'm not going to do that to them anymore. And this channel can use donations. It's desperate right now, as a matter of fact. Another thing I want to talk about while I'm here. Let's go back to paint. About the pineal gland and about getting there through meditation. The Bible uses this word pray, which is nothing but pray. And then there's this word meditate. There's another word, contemplate. Which I think is funny, because it's con with temporary, and you're late. And then you have this, they tell you to focus. all this stuff. But you know what? Jesus, I'm going to call his name right. Thalem, you know what, the Lamb, I'm just going to call him the Lamb. That way, there's no wrong distinction. He said, ask. You have not because you ask not. So I'm going to ask. I need some donations for this channel to keep me and it going, please. And I'm still doing, I've got about 4 or 5 more of the donation charts, and then I'm kicking into the free charts. Those will be done. I'm not adding any more to the list on the free charts at this time, but I will for a donation chart until I get that free list caught up, especially after doing 63 charts that I really feel actually kind of scammed out of. But it is what it is. I agreed to it. I'm not angry. I'm just aware of what's not happening, so I'm putting a stop to that. See if there's anything else I want to share. I try to keep notes. So, about the asking and the pineal gland and contemplation, there's a lot in the Bible that we'll be getting to in those red words. Those red words are red because the color of Aquarius is red. It's the red man. It's red and it's masculine. And his name is Thalem, which in Arabic means educator, teacher. It's reversed in Greek to Fomalhaut. And it is a guiding light. It is above your head, and it is in your head. If you want to focus on something, if you want to meditate on something, if you want to contemplate on something, then it should be Fomalhaut. It should be Thalem. That should be your guiding light. As the Freemasons are on the other end of the fixed cross, and their guiding light is Aldebaran in the eye of the bull. That's the symbol of target, except for that eye of the bull should be black earth. It's black earth. Its color's black, and it's fixed on the cross. It's in the right hand. The flock is nailed to the cross in the right hand. I've done the video on the mutable cross that we're in right now, but that fixed cross, you have Thalem or Fomalhaut at the top, or actually this is the east. The east is at the top. We've been lied to and told that it's the north and west, where the sun sets, is Regulus in Leo. In Leo. This is the man with the lion body. This is the masculine part of the pole, and this is the feminine part of the pole. Air signs and fire signs are masculine. Water signs and earth signs are feminine. Once you learn all this alchemy that goes with this, it'll just start clicking for you in other things, because everything is connected to everything else. Over here is Taurus with Aldebaran, Egypt. And on this side is that great eagle that's hidden as a scorpion. And this is the ox. This fixed cross is what you see in the book of Revelations. It's telling you the story of what was, what is, and what will be when that man on the cross rises in the east. He's in the east, and this is the spring equinox. This one will be sitting in the fall equinox. This one already, right now, this year, 2017, the summer solstice marked Taurus. Taurus is there. His right hand is already there. So this is all going down, but the story is a long one. The story is told from out of the age of Egypt, Taurus, all the way to the end of Capricorn. When you see we have a new heaven and a new earth, it's a new Aquarius and a new Capricorn. We have a new North America or South America first. South America comes first. Everything's upside down. All of it. And it all goes back to right here in that zodiac book, that astrology book that they created, and that Occidental Western wheel, and the book we call the Bible. The scribes have scribbled the scriptures and give you Bible, Bibble, Babble at Babylon, and perpetrated the lie straight through to the Vatican, Rome, the Church of Nicaea, and everything that's taught to us today. It's mass lie, propaganda, cover up. They are fleecing the flock. It's the story of Jason and the Argonauts. They fleece the flock. Don't be a sheep. Come out of the churches. I'm not telling you to get on your knees and pray. You don't. Don't get on your knees and pray. You ask, you meditate, you go within, you go above. You download Stellarium, you look up your chart for yourself. Don't let somebody tell you. Don't let an astrologer tell you. You go look it up for yourself. I'd rather you do it than me do it. You need to learn this. I'm doing everybody's homework for them, and basically looking like I'm doing it for free. I just feel real unappreciated right now after seeing 63 charts that I've done. And that's all the thank you I got, was not even pennies. Anyway, 63 altogether might have amounted to $1. Maybe. And that's just not fair. Anyway, I'm not going to harp on that anymore. I'll finish these off in a few days, and those of you that I'm going to knock them free charts out of the way too, so that I can actually get away from doing charts and move back into teaching this information. That way you can do it for yourself. But a lot of you new subs that are coming on, you actually need to go back and inform yourself in these earlier videos. I do all the etymology. I show you where Mercury is Buddha and Hermes and all these other great teachers from the past that you think you know. It's all myth. It's all astrology. But it's all true if you take away the traditions of men, and you can even take away the images. But if you keep the pure alchemy, nature speaks for herself. And on that note, I will say, don't forget to commit that random act of kindness every chance you get. We're moving into the age of astrology and karma. Also, tomorrow is the solstice. It's the shortest day of the year. Open up your Stellarium and see what constellations are sitting on the fixed points of that summer, winter mark and that spring and fall mark, and start seeing for yourself who's sitting where. You got to look up to learn. This is a whole new ball game that's fixing to be dumped on us. There's a few on my channel, you're really into this, you know what's coming down, and you want to be ready. You can be ahead of the game here. God knows we've been behind long enough. But I simply can't do everybody's. I just can't. Eventually somebody's going to have to pick up and follow my work. I can't do this forever. That's why I tell you, what's on this channel is free. You can download it. You can put it on your channels. I'm not looking for subs. I'm really not. I'm just looking to get this information out there, and the Spirit will do with it what it will. The wind bloweth where it will. And the wind is air sign. That's Saturn. That's Mercury. That's Venus. That's Aquarius. That's Thalum. That's the Spirit. The pneumatic. We get the new. That's a good one too. Let's do that one before we close, because we're coming into this now. You've got Saturn burning up ideologies right now in Sagittarius. And in the Greek, M-A-T-I-C, pneumatic. It means spirit, breath, or breathe. It means air, blowing air. This shows action. This is the pneumatic. We're on automatic right now, but we get pneumatic, and you throw the Spirit in the front of that, and you're gonna pneumatic, because what's going on is mass frickin' amnesia. And if I could give one gift to the world, it's to remember. You gotta remember. You do it again. You remember again. What does that mean?